Welcome back to All Four Downs podcast. In this episode, I'll be talking about the AFC South. And since 2011, wow, the Colts, the Titans, the Jaguars, and the Texans. You look at this record, the Colts 96, 97, and 1, the Titans 93 and 101, the Jaguars 56 and 138, and the Texans 87 and 106. Yeah, I'm talking about the wins and losses. And all four teams since 2011, you calculate them all, they're all under 500. This is the worst division in the NFL if you want to talk about since 2011 season. Zero appearances in the Super Bowl. The Colts went on to win the Super Bowl back in 2010. Okay, so this was the season before I did the stats, and they lost to the Saints during that time. But the title winners, two from the Colts, two from the Titans, two from the Jaguars, and six from the Houston Texans. Wow. And yet they just dared to go to the playoffs since 2011 and just let the other divisions run them over. That's pretty much what it looks like. But I'm going to tell you this, one team out of these four are going to make a big impact in the playoffs. But first, before I get to my predictions on the standings, look at the regular season. Shane Steichen, is entering his first season. Previously, he was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles and that won the NFC Championship but lost the Super Bowl. But he's going to go ahead and take charge of this team. They'll start off with Jacksonville, which I'm already predicting a loss in that game. But look, they play Jacksonville, Houston, and then they got to go to Baltimore. When if you tune into my previous episode, the AFC North, Baltimore is stacked, man. With Lamar Jackson, Odell Beckham, woo-wee. I don't know. If they're healthy, I don't think the Colts got enough talented players to hang on to the Ravens. But I'm actually looking forward to one game on this whole entire schedule. And that one game is the Colts versus the Carolina Panthers. Oh, yeah. Head coach against the head coach? Absolutely. Frank Reich, who got fired, took the job with Carolina. That's going to be pretty interesting. Absolutely. Okay. Never mind the rest of the schedule because I don't got a feeling the Colts got enough what it take. You know, I don't think they just can't do anything this season. I think they're rebuilding and they start off with the coach and see what they have. Gardner Minshew, who's projected to be the starting quarterback, maybe, who played for Jacksonville, went to Philly. Now he's with Indy. You got Anthony Richardson that got drafted, rookie from the University of Florida. They speak big game about Anthony Richardson, but I've already seen him already. I seen him in college. I seen him where he choked against elite schools like Georgia. He can't beat Georgia. Every time you put pressure on him, he's going to throw interceptions. He's an interception machine. But when he going against scrubs teams and stuff like that, of course he's going to make himself known. And a lot, the scouts, everybody's is just talking phenomenal about Richardson, but I just don't see it. I really don't see Anthony Richardson doing anything spectacular. Put him in the game and let's see how he does. Right? That's all. That's what it is. Everything they talk about is just premature. You got Sam Ellinger, who I believe is a much better quarterback than Anthony Richardson. And everyone's going to be like, what are you talking about? I've seen this guy play at the University of Texas. That dude has heart. This guy, no matter how hard he falls down, he gets back up. That's the type of person. That's the type of quarterback you need behind the center. But who will be the starter? A lot of people thinking Anthony Richardson might take it right away. But as of right now, Gardner Minshew is listed as the starting quarterback. Moving on to the Titans. Mike, I'm going to kill this name, man. Mike Verbel. It doesn't matter what his name is. He's 48-34, 2-3 in the playoffs. He is a former 3-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots. Coach Mike, Man, I mean, his roster is aging. That's what it is. His roster is aging, and can they be able to come back? I mean, they got themselves smacked against the Jaguars, okay? But can they do it? Can they do it this year? You're looking at the schedule. They start off against New Orleans. They got David Carr in that team. Then they go against the Chargers. Their schedule looks really, really difficult. And again, they got the experience, but for how long can these guys last? Injuries are piling up. That's why they were not effective last season. And again, age plays a big difference here. Can they handle it? Can Tannehill stay healthy? There he is, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, both starters, but pay attention. Will Levis, he is the rookie that got picked up in the second round. Oh, he is from Kentucky. This guy's played fabulous with Kentucky, especially in the SEC. And then Tyjae Spears, the running back, third round pick from Tulane. He got speed. He might not be that truckster like Derrick Henry, but this guy is very mobile. I don't know. I don't know. I think Will Levis, if the Titans don't produce, he might end up putting mid-season take over behind Ryan Tannehill. And then here's the Jaguars, Doug Peterson, Super Bowl coach. That's what I call him. 51, 45, and 1. I mean, he's turned this team around for a not so thrilling team. And I don't want to mention the head coach, but I mean, there was a lot of dysfunctional things happening in the organization that Doug Peterson the first year, and they ended up winning the division, let alone they went to the playoffs. Pretty cool. Okay. They start off the season against Indianapolis, and then they go home against Kansas City. But there's a lot of asterisks between Atlanta and Buffalo that only tells me that they're going to go overseas back-to-back weeks and play prior in Europe. As you see, the game starts at 9:30 in the morning, but they play against Atlanta and Buffalo. I got a feeling that the Jaguars could benefit being overseas. You got Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne Jr., Calvin Ridley, and Evan Engram. And to tell you on the draft, a lot of draft picks, mostly are coming from ACC. And there's a formula that they're doing, and I think it's going to work. And I am favoring the Jaguars. So let's see what else is going on. The Houston Texans, DeMeco Ryans, first season. He's coming as a defensive coordinator from the San Francisco 49ers. He got the job. What can he do with this team? David Mills, Damian Pierce, they're the starters. Brandon Cooks was the wide receiver. He left and went to Dallas. But here you go. You got the first round pick of CJ Stroud from Ohio State. You got Robert Woods. He got the experience behind as a running back. Buffalo, Rams, Tennessee, Houston. Wow. Let's see what's going on there. And then you got John Mechie the third, second season. He's from Alabama, and this guy got speed. So when you look at this, are we going to see the new version of the Houston Texans, or are we just going to see Mills and Pierce there handling business? The AFC South looks like this for me. I got the Jaguars 13-4. I got the Titans at 10-7. The Colts and the Texans will not do well this season. They're going to finish below 500. And that's it. They're going to be playing for more draft picks. That's all it is. So I do expect that the Jaguars and the Titans to be in the playoffs. And if you pay attention to my previous episode when I was talking about the AFC East, that I have all four teams over there above 500. However, because of the Tennessee Titans 10-7, the Patriots and the Dolphins, they're not going to make it to the playoffs. Word up. I know. What are you talking about, Ovi? What are you talking about? It's only a prediction, man. Go Jaguars in the AFC South. That's all I'm saying.